I just know where I come from, and I know the Travis Scotts and the DeAndre Hopkins and the Pharrells and the Zoe Balls, and they're in my hood, they're in our communities. And I have to let them know that I care, because at the end of the day, that's what the younger generation, they just want to know that we fucking care about what their dreams can become reality and that they can really make it. Once they know that we care at our age group
LeBron James just signed a deal that has the entire NBA world in absolute shock. We're talking about a $200 million contract, but here's the twist. It's not with Nike, it's not with another team, it's with a luxury clothing brand called AMIRI. Yeah, you heard that right. The King just made a move that nobody saw coming, and the implications, they're massive. This isn't just about money. This is about LeBron rewriting the rulebook on athlete branding, and what happens next could change everything we know about player endorsements in professional sports.
Was you feeling pressure in high school?
I did, because I could feel the pressure not only from the outside world, but just like my city in general. Like, it was like he is all we got. He has to make it. You know, so I felt that need, like, you know, if I don't make it, I'm gonna let my whole community down, like my whole city down. Like, I have to. See, I'm feeling this pressure like 14. Like, my eighth grade, I chose to, it was an all-black.
January 2025. The basketball world was going about its business as usual. Trade rumors, playoff predictions, the normal NBA chatter. And then it happened. News broke that LeBron James, yes, the LeBron James, had just inked a deal worth $200 million with AMIRI, a luxury streetwear brand that's been quietly dominating the high-end fashion scene. Now, let's put this in perspective. We're talking about a player who's already worth over $1 billion, who has one of the most lucrative shoe deals in sports history, and who's built an empire that extends far beyond basketball. So when LeBron makes a move, people pay attention. But this was different. AMIRI isn't some massive corporate giant like Nike or Adidas. They're not a traditional sportswear company. They're a luxury fashion house known for creating pieces that cost thousands of dollars. Leather jackets with intricate detailing, distressed denim that looks like art, rock and roll inspired streetwear that celebrities can't get enough of. And now they've got LeBron James as the face of their brand, with a contract that rivals some of the biggest deals in sports. The announcement sent shockwaves through social media. Twitter exploded, Instagram went wild. Sports analysts were scrambling to understand what this meant. Because here's the thing, this isn't just another endorsement deal. This is LeBron making a statement about where athlete influence is headed, and it's a direction that most people didn't see coming. When the news first dropped, there was confusion. People were asking, wait, what about Nike? Others were questioning whether this was even real. A $200 million deal with a clothing brand most casual fans had never even heard of? It sounded almost too wild to be true. But it was true. And the more details that emerged, the more it became clear that LeBron wasn't just signing a contract, he was making a power move that could reshape the entire landscape of athlete endorsements.
What does creativity look like for you in basketball or not?
Yeah, I think when it's about like creativity, I grew up watching shows as well. Like you said, you was taping things like.
What was your favorite show?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know, I used to get excited about what Will Smith was wearing on the show. You know, from the baggy jackets, to what shoes he was wearing, you know, to the tie-dye.
So who exactly is AMIRI, and why would LeBron James bet $200 million of his brand value on them? AMIRI was founded by Mike AMIRI in Los Angeles back in 2014. The brand quickly became a favorite among celebrities, musicians, and athletes who wanted something different from the typical designer labels. We're talking about people like Kanye West, Justin Bieber, and yes, even LeBron himself had been spotted wearing AMIRI pieces long before this deal was ever announced. The brand sits at this perfect intersection of luxury and streetwear. Their pieces aren't mass-produced. They're not trying to outfit every person in America. Instead, AMIRI focuses on exclusivity, craftsmanship, and a very specific aesthetic that appeals to people who see fashion as an art form. Their jackets can run anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. Their jeans? Easily over $1,000 a pair. This is high-end fashion at its finest. But here's what makes this partnership so genius. LeBron has always been about more than just basketball. Sure, he's one of the greatest to ever play the game, but off the court, he's been building himself into a cultural icon. He shows up to games in custom suits that cost more than most people's cars. He's been featured in fashion magazines. He's been setting trends for years. AMIRI represents the evolution of athlete style. Gone are the days when basketball players just threw on a team-issued warm-up suit and called it a day. Today's players are fashion statements. They're walking runways from the team bus to the arena entrance. And LeBron, he's been leading that charge for the better part of a decade. This deal with AMIRI isn't random. It's calculated. It's LeBron recognizing that his influence extends far beyond the basketball court and into the world of high fashion, luxury lifestyle, and cultural trend-setting. And AMIRI recognizes that having LeBron James attached to their brand isn't just about selling clothes. It's about cementing their position as the luxury streetwear brand that elite athletes and cultural icons choose. The $200 million figure isn't just a number, it's a statement. It's AMIRI saying, we're playing in the big leagues now. And it's LeBron saying, I'm not just an athlete, I'm a fashion mogul.
Very humbled. I'm very blessed. I never thought that this day would ever even come about. You know, me entering into a lifetime deal with such a great company like Nike, and for them taking a chance. I just think back to them taking a chance on a 17-year-old skinny kid from Akron, Ohio. I always told myself, you know, Brian, let's try to figure out a way to put this city on the map, and hopefully I'll continue to make this city proud.
He then acknowledges.
Now let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the swoosh in the room. LeBron James has been with Nike since 2003. We're talking about a partnership that has spanned over 2 decades, produced some of the most iconic basketball shoes in history, and generated billions of dollars in revenue. His lifetime deal with Nike, signed back in 2015, was reported to be worth over $1 billion. That's billion with a B. It was groundbreaking at the time, making LeBron one of the highest-paid athletes in endorsement history. The LeBron signature shoe line has been a cultural phenomenon, with each new release generating massive hype and selling out within hours. So when news broke about this $200 million AMIRI deal, the first question on everyone's mind was, what does Nike think about this? Here's where it gets interesting. According to sources close to the situation, this AMIRI deal doesn't necessarily conflict with LeBron's Nike contract. Nike focuses primarily on athletic footwear and performance sportswear. AMIRI, on the other hand, is all about luxury fashion and off-court lifestyle apparel. They're playing in different sandboxes, so to speak. But let's be real, there's still tension here. Nike has been trying to expand into the lifestyle and fashion space for years. They've collaborated with high-end designers, created premium lines, and positioned themselves as more than just a sports brand. So watching LeBron sign a massive deal with a competitor in the lifestyle space, that's got to sting a little. What this really represents is LeBron taking control of his own narrative and his own brand diversification. He's not putting all his eggs in one basket. He's building multiple revenue streams, multiple partnerships, and multiple avenues for his influence to spread. It's Business 101, and LeBron is showing exactly why he's not just a great basketball player, he's a great businessman. Some industry insiders have speculated that this could be the beginning of a larger shift. Maybe LeBron is testing the waters to see how much independence he can maintain while still honoring his Nike commitments. Maybe he's laying the groundwork for a post-basketball empire that doesn't rely solely on one corporate partner. Or maybe, and this is the wildest theory, maybe this is LeBron's way of signaling to Nike that he's bigger than any single brand, and they need to recognize that. Whatever the case may be, one thing is clear. LeBron isn't asking for permission. He's making moves, and everyone else is just trying to keep up. Let's talk numbers and strategy for a minute, because this is where LeBron's genius really shines through. A $200 million deal with AMIRI might seem like a lot of money, and it is, but when you break down what LeBron is actually getting out of this, it becomes clear that this is about so much more than just a paycheck. First off, LeBron isn't just a spokesperson for AMIRI. Reports suggest that this deal includes equity in the company. That means LeBron isn't just getting paid to wear their clothes and appear in their campaigns. He's actually becoming a part owner of the brand. So as AMIRI grows, LeBron's wealth grows. As the brand expands into new markets, opens new stores, and increases its valuation, LeBron benefits directly. This is the same playbook that made him a billionaire in the first place. Look at his investment in Blaze Pizza. Look at his ownership stake in the Boston Red Sox and Liverpool FC. Look at Spring Hill Entertainment, his production company that's churning out hit after hit. LeBron doesn't just endorse brands, he becomes them, he builds them, he grows them. With AMIRI, he's doing the same thing. He's betting on a brand that's already established in the luxury fashion world, but has massive room for growth. And with LeBron's global influence, his 200 million social media followers, and his status as a cultural icon, AMIRI is about to reach audiences they never could have accessed before. Think about it. How many kids around the world want to dress like LeBron? How many young athletes see him as the ultimate role model? Now imagine all of those people being exposed to AMIRI, seeing LeBron in their designs, and associating the brand with greatness, success, and elite status. That's marketing gold. But here's the even smarter part. LeBron is diversifying his brand portfolio in a way that protects him from risk. If one partnership underperforms, he's got others to fall back on. If the sports world changes, he's already positioned in fashion. If fashion trends shift, he's got his media company, his investments, his other ventures. He's building an empire that can't be toppled by any single market fluctuation or industry change. This is what separates LeBron from so many other athletes. Sure, there are plenty of players making big money from endorsements, but how many of them are thinking 20, 30 years down the line? How many of them are building businesses that will continue generating wealth long after their playing days are over? LeBron is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And this AMIRI deal, it's just his latest checkmate. The reaction to this deal has been absolutely wild, and it's coming from every corner of the sports and fashion worlds. Other NBA players immediately started paying attention. If LeBron can secure a $200 million deal with a luxury fashion brand, what's stopping them? We're already seeing athletes becoming more fashion-forward, more business-savvy, more willing to explore partnerships outside of traditional sportswear companies. LeBron just opened a door that a lot of players are going to try to walk through. Fashion industry experts are calling this a watershed moment. For years, athletes have been chasing fashion brands, trying to get featured, trying to build credibility in that world. But now, fashion brands are chasing athletes with 9-figure deals. The power dynamic has completely shifted. Social media has been on fire. Fans are divided. Some are praising LeBron for his business savvy and entrepreneurial spirit. Others are questioning whether he's losing focus on basketball. There are debates raging about whether this sets a good precedent for other players, or whether it's a distraction from the game. Sports analysts are trying to figure out what this means for the future of player endorsements. Is this the new normal? Will we start seeing more athletes signing massive deals with non-sports brands? Will the traditional athletic apparel companies have to adapt or risk losing relevance? And the fashion world? They're watching very carefully. If this partnership succeeds, if AMIRI's sales skyrocket, if their brand value increases, if they become a household name because of LeBron, then every luxury brand is going to start looking at athletes as their next big marketing opportunity. But there's also skepticism. Some people are wondering if a luxury brand like AMIRI can maintain its exclusivity and high-end appeal while simultaneously being promoted by one of the most famous athletes on the planet. Will AMIRI become too mainstream? Will they lose the cachet that made them special in the first place? These are legitimate questions, and honestly, nobody knows the answers yet. This is uncharted territory. We're watching a real-time experiment in athlete branding, luxury fashion marketing, and cultural influence, and LeBron is at the center of it all. What we do know is this: the sports world will never be quite the same. LeBron has shown that athletes don't have to play by the old rules. They don't have to settle for traditional endorsement deals. They can forge their own paths, build their own empires, and demand to be treated not just as spokespeople, but as true partners and business moguls. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture of LeBron's legacy. On the court, his resume speaks for itself. Multiple championships, MVP awards, all-star selections, scoring records. He's already cemented himself as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. That's not up for debate anymore. But off the court, that's where LeBron is truly building something unprecedented. This AMIRI deal is just the latest example of LeBron refusing to be put in a box. He's not content being just a basketball player. He's a businessman, a media mogul, a fashion icon, an activist, a philanthropist. He's redefining what it means to be an athlete in the 21st century. Think about the trajectory of his career. He came into the NBA as a teenager with the weight of the world on his shoulders, the chosen one, they called him. And somehow, impossibly, he's lived up to that hype and exceeded it, not just in basketball, but in every aspect of his life. He's opened schools for underprivileged kids. He's produced award-winning documentaries and TV shows. He's spoken out on social issues when it wasn't comfortable or popular. He's built businesses that employ hundreds of people. And now he's partnering with one of the most exclusive fashion brands in the world for a deal that makes headlines around the globe. This AMIRI partnership represents the evolution of athlete empowerment. For decades, athletes were told to shut up and dribble, to just play the game and be grateful for their contracts. But LeBron, he's never accepted that. He's always understood that his platform, his influence, his brand, these are assets that he controls, not corporations, not teams, not anyone else. By signing this deal with AMIRI, LeBron is sending a message to every young athlete coming up. You don't have to follow the traditional path. You don't have to sign with the biggest sports brand just because that's what everyone else does. You can forge your own partnerships, build your own empire, and create your own definition of success. And the timing of this deal is crucial too. LeBron is in the later stages of his playing career. He's not a rookie trying to make a name for himself. He's an established icon with nothing left to prove on the basketball court. This deal is about his next chapter, his legacy beyond basketball, his impact on culture and business that will outlast his playing days by decades. When people look back at LeBron's career 20 or 30 years from now, they won't just remember the championships and the stats. They'll remember how he changed the game off the court, how he empowered athletes to think bigger, how he showed that sports and fashion and business and activism could all coexist in one person's brand. This $200 million AMIRI deal, it's not just about clothes or money. It's about LeBron James cementing his status as not just the king of basketball, but the king of athlete entrepreneurship, cultural influence, and legacy building. So, where does this leave us? LeBron James has once again proven that he's not just playing the game, he's changing it. This $200 million deal with AMIRI is a seismic shift in how we think about athlete endorsements, luxury fashion partnerships, and the business of sports. The basketball world is still processing what this means. The fashion world is scrambling to figure out how to replicate this success. And LeBron, he's probably already planning his next move, his next partnership, his next way to shock everyone and push the boundaries of what's possible. One thing's for sure, this is a story we'll be talking about for years to come, and it's a reminder that in the game of business, LeBron James is still the king. If you enjoyed this deep dive into LeBron's game-changing AMIRI deal, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our coverage of the biggest stories in basketball. We're bringing you the drama, the controversies, and the business moves that everyone's talking about. Drop a comment below and let us know, do you think this AMIRI deal is genius or just a distraction? Is LeBron the smartest businessman in sports, or is he spreading himself too thin? We want to hear your thoughts. And if you made it this far, comment AMIRI King so we know you're part of the real ones who stick around for the full story. See you in the next one.